Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Yes. Ah, just a bit waiting that everyone is connecting. Can you hear me well? Yes. Okay, perfect. I have a question for you. Have you ever faced this situation where there is a nice person paying for the entire bill for the whole table because the restaurant doesn't allow to split? Could you raise your hand if you have already met such a situation? Okay. I have another question for you guys. Have you ever been that nice person? Raise your other hand if you have been that person. No? All right. I can see some hands up. Okay, glad. I'm glad to know I'm not the only one on this. Now, clap your hand if you want to know in Odoo how to avoid putting such a nice person in this situation. All right. Um, Okay, it's a deal. So now we are going to talk about this only feature, how to split the beer in the restaurant. No, I'm joking. Seriously, I have plenty of other things to show you today, and we have a busy agenda. By the way, I'm Maxime Verregen, and today I will present you the features you don't want to miss out on if you are running a bar and a restaurant. So you know those small ones that can ease your day-to-day, provide you flexibility, and bring more added value to your business. All right. So if you want, you can already scan this QR code, and you can write down all your questions on the pad behind, and I will jump to the question after this presentation. Okay, so the features you need to be aware of in Odoo are online booking, self-ordering, merging table, transferring table, designing table, lots of tables actually. Floating order, so floating order can be useful when you have a takeaway and you don't want to book that order on a specific table, but you want to have it still in your system. Kitchen display as well as bar display. Internal note, so transferring information to the kitchen, like don't spit in the food, this customer is going to give me a good tips, so stuff like that, or raw meat, whatever. And a brand new feature as well regarding V17 is the product creation. So now you are able to create products on the spot in the post interface. And the feature you are all waiting for, split the bills, and then some tips, how to give tips. All right, so let's have this scenario. Russ is in charge of finding a restaurant to spend a good time with his friends. So he Googled a bit on internet, looking for a restaurant in a specific area, good quality food, trendy, nice atmosphere, and he jumped on this website, Best of Bar Restaurant. So not let's jump into Odoo. And as you can see, you arrive on the restaurant website page where you have the possibility to directly book a table. So checking a bit the description, sounds really nice, seems to meet all the criteria. So you can click on book a table. And then you can select the number of people, like 4, there will be 4 for today at 6 p.m. and choose a table, gonna be table 4, confirm. All right, so then you can have your, let some information about yourself, so Ras, and an email, ras at odoo.com, some phone numbers if you want, and you can also request from this form some questions about the customer, like do you have any allergies or specific aspects regarding food? So not at all in this case. And I can confirm the appointment. So the appointment has been confirmed now. It has been sent to the POS, so to Odoo. And the customer on his side has the possibility to add it in his Google Calendar or in his Outlook calendar. All right, so let's have a look into our POS interface. And if we open the POS, as you can see, there is the visibility on the bookings that have been realized so far. So we can find on table 4 the one of Russ. Like if I'm just quick clicking on the booking, I can see some information like the number of people, the table, the comment he answers. So all those information. I can also see that there is another booking for Maria at 6 p.m. same day. If you want to have a look at all your bookings, there is a button here which showing you all the bookings that have been scheduled for the today, but as well the coming days. All right. So let's start with the waiters. So waiters are starting the opening of the restaurant, and the bartender just send a message to the waiter about a new cocktail he realized, a new recipe. So the waiter is realizing that this cocktail is missing on the menu and want to quickly add it in the POS interface. So he can click here, click on create product. Let's add a margarita cocktail. Like, yeah, the price, 12 euro. POS category, like drinks. It will allow you to just split the product in the right section in the menu, but as well in the kitchen or bar display. We will coming back to this later. And I can also add an image on the spot. So if I'm looking in my image, yep, I can take this margarita picture. All right, so now I have my margarita created on my menu. I can quickly check it. And if I look for the drinks, I can see it. And I can already select it in my POS. So everything is in order, and the restaurant can open. 6 p.m. sharp. Ross and his friends are coming at the restaurant, and they get warmly welcomed by the waiter. They are led to table 4, and Ross and his friends decide to have a first start, getting some drinks. And then they notice that on the table there was displayed some QR codes. So they decide to scan it, and when they scan it, they just land up on this specific view, allowing to have a view on the menu, filtering either by drinks or food, so you can quickly jump from one section to another and see all the elements displayed accordingly. And let's say they want to start with the Cosmopolitan cocktail, some water, and a Fanta. And there are 4, so I will add a Lipton. Okay, so they can now order. And as you can see, there is a number given for that order, specific number. The service will be at table 4, and they will get their meal served directly from the waiter at the table. All right, so let's have a step back in Odoo, and we can have a quick check on the configuration right now. If we look at the settings of the POS, we can see here that there is the QR menu and kiosk activation. So there are all the self-ordering section, and there is different possibilities. As you can see, the first possibility is not allowing any QR code or self-ordering. The second one is just showing the menu. So you scan the QR code, you access to the menu, you can see every drinks, dish available. QR menu plus ordering, just what we did, and the kiosk view. So kiosk is mainly usually used in the fast food. So if we keep the QR menu and ordering, you have also additional possibilities you can determine here. First one is service at either the table or the pickup zone. So that's quite obvious. If it's at a pickup zone, customer would have to pick up his order, let's say, at the kitchen or at the bar. Um, if you select at a table, then you have another option, which is pay after. And there, those two options are meal or each order, meaning that you pay, if you select meal, you pay at the end of your time, of the time you spend at the restaurant. So all your order at once. Each order, then you can directly pay once you have ordered through the menu. If you select this, you can also allow to pay online or let it empty if you want to pay with the waiter or at the cashier. In this case, I will keep it empty, but you can know that it's feasible to allow online payment. So most of the time, if you allow online payment, you will mention that you can pay after each order. So, and then if we just look here at the different sentences we have the possibility to print all the QR codes. So if I just click on this, I will print a document just like this. And as you can see, all the QR codes are generated automatically for each table you configure in the system. So then you can just print them and display them on each table. Of course, in this document, they are all gathered in 3 pages, but there is the other option just below, download QR codes, where you will have 1 page per QR code, so you can easily print them and display them on the different tables. In case you want to reset the QR codes because you change the names of tables or you remove some tables, you can just generate this action from there, and it will just update again the QR code. All right, so let's get back to our scenario. So Ross and his friends have ordered some drinks, and as you can see, I went a quick fast. I was a bit fast. So as you can see, there is the table that has been turned into green, meaning there are orders confirmed by the customer. But because it's not paid online, then the waiter still need to send the orders to the bar or the kitchen. So to do that, I can easily click on the button right here, and I will send all the drinks to the bar display. So if I'm jumping to my bar display, the bartender can see all the drinks he need to prepare, and you can easily click on that, make it ready, and then when it's complete, the waiter can pick them up, serve them at the table, and mark it as done. So as you can see, you can define if you want to send some products to a specific display. Thanks to the category, you can, let's say, send all the drinks to the bar and all the food items to the kitchen, and not mixing both of them. All right. All of a sudden, there is a call in the restaurant, and so the waiter is answering, and someone is calling to takeaway. So in this case, what I will show you is the floating order options, the one I was mentioning a bit earlier. And to create a floating order, you can quickly press the plus button on the top. And now it's creating an order which is not linked to any table and can be quite convenient for such a situation. So in this call, the customer is saying that he would like to have a Fanta, then some burgers, bacon burgers with obviously Belgian fresh homemade fries, a pizza fungi, and that will be that will be enough. But customer is also mentioning that he will pick up the order at 7:30 p.m. So what you can do is send a note to the kitchen and say, okay, to be ready at 7:30 7:30 p.m. All right. So in that case, kitchen knows that they don't have to start. They don't have to start directly the order, and they can just wait a bit. So I'm sending this to the kitchen, and as you can see, my both display just rang because I have one drink and meal to prepare. So if I'm going to the kitchen display, I can find back my notes to be ready at 7:30 p.m. All right, so I can let it for now, and I can also show you the drink there. And going back to our restaurant. Um, Russ and his friends are a bit bothered by the kitchen smell, so they asked the waiter if they could move to another table. And that's really easy to do with now the transfer table option, the one I was mentioning. So to do this, you can easily click on the order itself, action, and you have the button transfer merge. All right. So from there, you can decide the table where you want to be transferred. Let's say you want to sit Ross and his friends far from the kitchen, so we can transfer the table to table 12. And as you can see, the table number has changed. Now the order has been transferred to table 12. So if I'm going back to my plan, I can see that table 4 is now empty. And I have all the orders on table 12. Um, let's make it a bit more complex. So by sitting at this table, the gang of friends realized that the table next, close to them, was just some relatives they knew. So they decided to mix the table and sit all together on table 12. So they asked the waiter if they could just merge both tables, which is completely doable with Odoo. So if you again click on the order you want to merge, you can click on action and transfer merge. But there it's another manual action to do is selecting, so drag the table and drop it close to the table you want to merge with. And now, as you can see, we have all the order merge, and everyone is sitting. You have another clue about the merging aspect, which is in the table number, you have 12 and 11. All right? So, because they spend a good time, they want to pay the bill. That's the part you are waiting for. And they just don't want to pay the whole order at once. They want to split. So we can have that possibility as well. And click on Action, split the bill, select the element, the items you want to drop off that first order. So let's say Russ and their friend consume only drinks. Hop. So I can click on Split the order, and it's creating a new floating order just for the splitted order that I just realized, which is called 12B. And besides that, I want also to mention that there were 4 people, so I can click, I was a bit fast, but I can click on Action, Guest, select the number of guests, and then it will provide me the information of the amount per guest. And now I can record the amount to pay per guest. So let's say by card, and I will add this correct amount, plus there is another one, by card again, card again, yep, and the rest is with cash. So now I can close the tab, and it will print the receipt for this order. So if I click on continue, I just switch back to my initial order that I just split a few minutes ago, and I can do the same. So there were 2 guests, so I will mention that, and in this case they really appreciate the service, so they want to tip the waiter. Two possibilities here. Either you tip upfront or you tip after the payment. So let's say you tip upfront and you mention, okay, it was really, really nice, so I will add 20 euros as tip. And they can pay per card, let's say, half of the amount because there were two people, and then the rest for the second guest. And now we have realized the payment. Just to quickly show you, we can have that sandwich payment by card. And now, because I didn't mention any tip up front, I have still the possibility to add tips. And by default, there are some percentage predefined here. But if you want, you can still select no tip or a specific amount. All right. So now we have done and realized the payment for all our orders. And I will switch back to this presentation. Yeah, those slides. Okay, so if I just recap, we have a bit covered all those elements. And the main takeaways I think you should keep in mind is the fastened booking process. That helps a lot for customers and having the planning shift organized for the waiters and owners, as well as the self-ordering, which is also really helpful. More flexibility, merging orders, transferring table, split bills, and adding guests, and so on. Also the payment online for self-ordering, which leads to, all in all, a better customer experience. So that was the main takeaways I think you need to have in mind. But of course, there are other aspects and good features available in the POS. If you want to have more, more information about the online booking, there will be another talk dedicated fully to that topic after. And otherwise, you can also watch the recording from our product owner that he did this morning. All right. I think we can switch to the Q&A session. So don't hesitate to scan the QR code, and I will be glad to answer to some questions. All right. Okay, so it's writing at the moment. So we have a first question, which is, well, planning a reservation in the restaurant, take into account how many tables of 4, 6, or 8 people are available, and tell the customer there are no more spaces for a party of 8. Yes, so when you define the resources in the appointment module, so resources will be your tables, then you can also define the capacity, so the number of seats for each table, which will limit the amount of booking in terms of person. So yeah, definitely there will be a limit, and you won't be able to order for more than the number of people mentioned for each table. Another question is, how can we design the restaurant table with different shape and background, and how can we define the order of the product on each category? All right, so if I'm going back to the POS, for the background is quite easy. What you can define is the image behind or just a color. If you, I can just show you for the picture. I also put an image, and if I edit the plan, then I have the possibility to define here either if I want to put a file, so a specific picture of my plan of restaurant, so the map itself, which is quite convenient, or a color like this. So for the background, is directly editing the plan, and through this option you can either select a specific image. As there was an for the rest of the question, the shape. Okay, so for shape of table shape, I mean, you have two options: either square or just a round. But you can also play a bit with the size and mention the number of seats available. But pay attention, by doing this, you will also change the resources for your appointment. So if initially you put for table 101 two people and you are switching to four, it's going to be changed in the resources as well. All right, can we merge tables that are not besides each other? For example, if table 1 wants to pay for table 10 too, yes, you can. And that's quite easy. You can just take the table, merge it. I will just quickly take products to merge. Um, Merge with table 12. Yep, I am. And now, okay, it was because I hadn't any other on the other. So let's keep like that. So now it has been merged, and previously in my study case, I just split the bill, so I create back. I get back to two orders. But if you want, you can just pay the entire bill without splitting, without using the split option. And so if I do that, I will pay the whole amount for the merge order. Okay. When ordering with a QR code, does the order need to be validated again in the POS or not? Yes, depends on the option you allow regarding the payment. So if you, let me go back on this. So if you don't mention any online payment, then the orders need to be validated from the POS and send them to the kitchen. But if you allow the online payment, it will be directly sent to the kitchen display or bar display. Any update on the offline mode with V18? Good question. I think yes. If you I don't know what kind of update you are waiting for, but you can keep it online and offline. So actually, I'm offline. So if I refresh my POS window and I had new bookings from internet, I could show them on the POS. But yeah, don't hesitate to come back after the presentation if you want to have specific information about the offline mode. How to handle multi-service for fine dining restaurant? Not sure about that one. If you could just specify. Is the delivery service to control on the map, pickup, send, delivery statuses like Glovo? Yeah, so there is a specific delivery service linked to Odoo. I won't enter into detail because I don't have the time, but there is a specific topic talk about that. So if you want, just attend it. But yeah, you can have an integration to send all the takeaways order for delivery. All right, so what else we have? Any changes on the customer account option to link it to hotel current guest? Actually, so customer account is when you don't want to record the payment by cash or by card, but just on the customer behalf. So if I just do the payment, I can select customer account. So it means I can close my POS. Accountingly speaking, there will be accounting entries recorded on a specific account, the customer account one. But still, my customer owes me, in this case, almost €13. So that's how you can, what you can do. And then you can retrieve all those customer accounts from the POS and get back to them and being paid through the POS. So in case you are having guests in your hotel, just use the specific customer account for that customer. Any possibilities of having modifiers? Modifiers? Question mark. Good question. I don't know what you mean by modifiers. Yeah, please, if you could just precise. And okay, guys, I have to finish here because time is up. But if you have still questions that I haven't answered, please join me after this presentation outside and or at the POS POS table stand where we can discuss further your questions. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this talk, and I wish you good audio experience.